Well, thank you all so much for coming to our first brain health webinar, brain health and diet webinar. Always a pleasure to speak. You know, I'm in business because I had a lemon and I had to learn to make lemonade out of it. You know, for you to be serious in anything, you have to have a purpose. For me, it was illness and the desire to find a kitchen solution to family health issues that caused me to learn enough to want to share with the world. So it started many years ago that a member of my family was very sick, and it turned out to be a brain tumor, which thank God it was not cancer, it was benign, but it required major surgery. And at that point, it seemed like everyone who did that surgery died. And so when my family member had it, I was determined to do whatever I needed to do so that we will have a family. And so that was how I got into flour blending. I learned flour blending, mixing, trying different ways to eat normally with better diet. So that was how I started. And how many years later, our family is intact. And, you know, the knowledge I have, you know, has been useful because it's helped many more people since then. Nancy, I think you're muted.
Sorry, thanks for that. So since tonight is about brain health, if you could just educate us on what products, and it's your ketogenic products, which, you know, we're talking about as far as brain health, on what they are and why a ketogenic diet is important.
You know, ketogenic diet has been popular for a long time. It was very popular at the time, and then it lost its popularity, and now it's really functional. I didn't know much about keto until I had to know. It turned out as we get older, we have different challenges, and we realize that we can no longer eat like we used to eat because our bodies would demand something else from us. So keto, I studied it for over 100 years, has been used to treat many brain-related diseases. And the most documented is epilepsy. Now, over 100 years ago, doctors realized that when they give children a low-carb diet, which is what keto diet is, high-fat diet, that their level of seizure would go down. And so they used that. So they had parents really feeding their children with high-fat diet. That's like pork fat, everything bad, you know, all the fat. And the kids saw a major improvement in the number of seizures that the kids have. In fact, it went down significantly. And so for over 100 years, they've used it. Unfortunately, it has serious side effects. Doctors found out that the kids who have seizures have low seizures. However, they end up having bone fractures, high cholesterol, constipation, kidney stone issues. And in many cases, in almost in all cases, the side effects would override the benefits that the keto diet would provide. And so doctors have used the keto diet management style for seizures in a very controlled environment. That's because all the side effects are coming from the fact that they use mostly animal-based products. And so now people are looking for alternatives because all they want is high fat, but they want protein, they want fiber, And you can't get all that from animal products. So when we studied, in fact, when I met a physician who was doing a study on epilepsy and brain health issues as a research, that was his area of focus. He said, Caroline, can you make something for people with epilepsy? Some high-fat diet that is not animal-based. And that was how I got interested in this especially in terms of how to make it a business here, to provide it for the masses. And so we find that, when we have ours, it took us a while to come up with a product that can actually give you pancake and can give you a muffin that can, come together and look normal. That does not require any addition of regular flour-based ingredients. And so today we have 3 options, which is the good news. The 3 options are seed flour, ketogenic flour, that's high-fat ketogenic flour made with seeds. We have the ketogenic diets that are almond-based, and then we have ketogenic diets that are coconut-based. Now, there is a significant difference because if you're in a situation to have to feed somebody with only high-fat diet, you want options, and that's what has been lacking in the industry, that they don't have options. The kid is eating high-fat, pork fat, beef fat, cheese, and they're all clogged up. But what we have, what Health Enhanced Foods has, is an alternative that will actually nourish the patient, that will actually create an environment of food options as well as nourishment. So I have here, this is our coconut baking, a ketogenic coconut baking mix. And most people love coconut, but now you can have it. And the difference is that coconut brings more fiber into the ketogenic diet consumer. And then it has no added fat. And of course, you could add whatever you add to it will give it better. But it has not only the fat it needs, it has protein. We add protein to it. We add the fiber, the protein, and the fat. Those are the 3 important elements that a keto diet consumer needs. What has been the traditional keto diet is usually devoid of fiber, and that's why the side effect is so harsh. So we have the coconut one, we have this ketogenic seed flour is the one that does not have any nuts. And so this ketogenic seed diet does not have nuts. Again, it helps people who have nut allergy, and so they can still enjoy their ketogenic based meals. And then we have the almond baking mix. Now, a lot of people who are on high-fat diet always go to almond. That's like a go-to flour. But this is different because they don't have to do anything. It's all mixed and it's intentionally blended to create nourishment. First, it has the fiber, the fat, and the protein. And so in all of these 3, it gives somebody who has to be on keto diet options. And another thing is that we have no added sugar in them. So you get to add your own sweetener. No added sweetener. We have no added leavening. So you don't have to there's no baking powder in them. So you get to choose how you want your food to come out. And that's our next step, because Nancy has tried different recipes, crackers to shortbread and muffins and pancakes on these products. And we can make so much. That's our next. We're going to have in the future, we're going to have a webinar that will show the different ways to use this product. Did I answer your question, Nancy?
Yeah. And I just want to, you did, I was pretty interested. I also, if you could talk about some other brain health brain health challenges that the keto diet is good for besides epilepsy.
Interesting. Now, brain health, when it is brain health, so many things constitute brain health. You have epilepsy is the most studied and easily known, but we have Alzheimer's. So even the seniors, which happens to mostly senior citizens, in a few cases, people younger, but Alzheimer's is a brain disorder. And therefore, by science, somebody with Alzheimer's should be on very low carb diet. Also, attention deficit disorder. That happens to a lot of children, brain health, school-age children. And that is something that I feel very excited that Health Enhanced Foods can actually help parents. We want to help them to feed their children right. We have school-age children that are on serious drugs. And if we can help the parents share with them how to feed their school-age children so that the symptoms of attention deficit disorder can be minimized, I think we would have done a great contribution to the world. And so as a as a brain disorder, this is something that ketogenic diet, the way we have it, can be useful for to many parents.
Good, thank you. And I know for me,
of course, we have, I know, I don't want to forget the most common disease out there, diabetes. Not directly related, but a lot of they're finding that keto diet is very, very useful for people with diabetes. And that, I think we're going to have a whole new session to focus on that. This is only an introductory class.
Yeah. I know for me, like, just even though, I'm concerned about, my brain health, and for the long term. And so, but I also like that there's so much variety. Like if I just bake everything with wheat flour, I'm not getting a lot of variety to my diet. And I actually think that these flours make things taste better, just because they taste, there's such a good variety that you provided. So I like that because I eat a plant-based diet. And in a plant-based diet, you're really looking for a lot of variety. So just using one of your flours, I have like 4 or 5 different things or variety of plant-based products that I'm putting in my body. So it's really good.
And actually, adding to that, Nancy has really taught me how to use my products. She's done very well creating recipes that I never even thought of. She makes the best crackers out of the ketogenic seed flour. If you taste Nancy's crackers, you will never buy crackers from the store.
It's just so, that flour is so rich that I just add some water until I can form a ball. And sometimes I have some oregano that I put in it from my garden, some dried oregano or any kind of spices, and either put it in the oven at a low temperature in a dehydrator. And I just have a bunch of them in my refrigerator for quick snacking, which is like high protein, and it's got fiber and it's got good fat in it. So it's fun to have. See, we were wondering if any of you have any questions for Caroline. It's okay if you don't, but good. Caroline, is there any other thing you wanted to say about brain health and nutrition, or before we wrap up?
I was just trying to look at like I said, when we created these products, the first objective was to make it a highly nourishing product. And so when I read through the ingredients in some of these products, it just anybody will be nourished with these products.
Yeah.
And so if you go on our website, you'll be able to see the product more and see other choices. And we are trying this last quarter, we're going to focus on the the brain health and the keto diet users, because we know that it works, and I don't have anywhere that they have the same combination that we have. We've put together something so great. I've traveled around the world, literally, and everywhere people are looking for something that will help, that will be low in carb, that is all natural, gluten-free, very important. They're all gluten-free, and they have no added soda or sugar, and all that. So we are very excited to introduce this. And, for those of you who, Deborah, Genevieve, Judy, and all of the other people on the phone, we want you to try this, and we want you to spread the word. We want you to let the world know that we have something like this, and we're going to work hard to be able to spread that news as well. And we're doing that with a discount today. So Nancy, go ahead, tell us
All right.
more about that.
Yeah, so I wrote in the new website in the chat, but I'll also put it in the follow-up email. And if you buy 2 or more of the ketogenic products, and we have a coupon for you, it's HEF keto, KETO, and I'll send that in the follow-up email tomorrow. But if you use that, you'll get 30% off, and that is a very good deal. 30% off if you buy 2 or more. So, and Caroline and I have been thinking that there would be that three of them would be a nice gift for people. So, and what I'm excited, Caroline, is that, as the holidays come up and we tend to bake more cookies and things, is using some of your flour in replacement for, white flour, because it can just be done, one to one, to make cookies and baked goods that have fiber in them, right, and higher protein. Because I know when I have sweets that have those things in them, I don't get as strung out, because it's hard to resist cookies and things during the winter holidays. So I'm excited to do some more experimenting this year.
Yeah, that's a good point, Nancy, because a lot of people buy our stuff. When they buy, but it's so pure and wholesome and 100% pure. Most people don't even use it, like we give them, because you combine half and half to your regular recipe, and you are able to improve the nourishment of every recipe that you combine with this. So we are excited about these products, and I'm ready to go out there and make noise.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Carolyn. And thank you, Judy and Deborah and Jen, for coming and being here at our brain health and nutrition webinar. And you'll be getting some follow-up emails. And anybody who's listening to this, the replay, always contact us, and we'd love to hear from you all. And I hope you have a good evening. Thank you so much, Caroline.